Hey, this is Dr. Doug. In this video, we're gonna go over 15 different sleep myths. Myth 1 is it doesn't matter what time of day you sleep. The fact is it does matter a great deal because let's say you're a night shift worker and you sleep during the day and you work at night. You're never gonna have as high a level of health as if you were on the opposite schedule, which most of us are, where you work during the day and you sleep at night. What happens is you're going to have a higher incidence of breast cancer, depression, diabetes. You're going to have a higher mortality rate. So whenever possible, choose the one that most of us are doing, which the human body thrives when it gets to sleep when the sun comes down. And I realize that some people just don't have that opportunity in their schedule, but you want to try to make up for it when you can. And if you ever do get a choice, choose the one that most people do. Myth 2 is hitting the snooze is better for you than getting up right away. And the fact is anytime you fragment your sleep, you're doing yourself a disservice. So if you're being woken up because there's loud noises on the street next to where you sleep, or if you do it to yourself with the snooze button in the morning, it's not a good idea. It messes you up. It interferes with the possibility of being mentally flexible. You're going to have more mental exhaustion. The best thing to do would be to decide what time you want to wake up in the morning, set the alarm for that exact time, and when the alarm goes off, put your feet on the floor and get up. Myth 3 is that your brain can adapt and function to less sleep if you choose for that to happen. And the truth is that that's not true. Our bodies are meant to sleep more than 5 hours. That would be the healthiest. Now, there are a few people that seem to get by on that, but they're very few. Just because you're doing it for a long time and you're telling yourself that you can thrive on less than 5 hours of sleep might not be true. You're going to be less alert during the day. You're going to have a compromised immune system, or you're going to get sick more often than you need to. So whenever possible, try to get 7 hours of sleep or more, and you'll see a big difference. Myth 4, boredom will make you sleep. There's no proof of this. Some people think a boring lecture will make them sleep or trigger sleep, but the fact is if you're sleepy, if you're tired, if you're sleep deprived, boredom or anything else will trigger sleep, but boredom in itself does not equate to making you fall asleep. Myth 5 is exercise at night disturbs sleep. Now, there's no evidence of this. Some people believe that exercising before you go to sleep will amp you up and prevent you from really relaxing and getting to sleep. And there is just as much or more evidence that exercise at night will dissipate stress, burn off that stress of the day, and allow you to transition into a great night's sleep. So if I had to pick between the two, exercise any time of day will help your sleep, and exercise just before you sleep does not disturb your sleep. Myth 6, falling asleep anytime, anywhere is a sign of a good sleeper. The fact is that person in your life that you think is funny because they can fall asleep anywhere. They're maybe at a movie falling asleep, at the theater, at a dinner, at a party, they just put their head down and they start falling asleep. That is not a sign of a good sleeper. That is a sign of a sleep-deprived person. Someone that is not getting enough sleep during the night. They might have sleep apnea. They might have other type of ailment, chronic illness or obstruction that's keeping them from getting a good night's sleep. So don't use them as the benchmark of a good sleeper. Myth 7, some people just need less than 5 hours of sleep. Now, research shows that there might be a phenotype that, in fact, some people can do well and thrive on less than 5 hours of sleep. But this would be the tiniest part of the world population, and it's probably not you. Most of us would do much better with 7 hours of sleep or more. And if you're getting habitually less sleep, like less than 5 hours sleep, for example, it's going to affect your mental health, your metabolic condition. It's going to affect your immune system. It's going to affect your ability to thrive and be productive. So don't make that your goal. Try to get 7 hours of sleep. Try to get more if you can, and see the difference for yourself. Myth 8, the more sleep, the better. Fact is, excessive sleep isn't good either. So yes, 7, 8, 9 hours of sleep if you're an adult would be fantastic when you can get it. Averaging 7 hours for the adult would be optimal. Now, depending on where you are in your life, a child needs more sleep. A toddler, an infant needs a lot of sleep. But some people feel, hey, if I can just stay in bed all day, or if I can stay in bed longer, it will be in fact healthier. A lot of times that's a sign of depression, that you just don't want to face the day, so you just keep prolonging sleep, using sleep as a drug, the same way people use food as a drug or sex as a drug, ways to avoid what's really going on in your life. So more sleep or excessive sleep is not better. Shoot for averages. We want that 7-8 hour average for the highest level of thriving in your life. Give it a try. Myth 9, the older you get, the more you sleep. We need different amounts of sleep throughout our lives. A toddler sleeps a different amount of time than a teenager and a young adult and an older adult. And the older adult has this stereotype that they need to eat dinner early, like the blue plate special, so that they can get to sleep early. And they also might not stay asleep as well as we do in the earlier years of our lives because their body's in pain, or they might have some health condition or frequency of urination because of bladder control that they're getting up more. They need sleep like we all need sleep. And if a senior citizen can get 7 hours of sleep a night, they're doing way better than a senior citizen that's sleeping less than that. Myth 10 is one horrendous night of sleep could in fact hurt your health. But this is not true. Because let's say you have the worst night. Let's say you did an all-nighter. You're not going to hurt your health in the long term, because as soon as you get sleep recovery, you're going to be back on track. So don't panic. If you have a horrible night's sleep, I know that's bad, but forgive yourself, move on, because the next night, try to get back on track, get a good night's sleep, and the next night again, and you'll be fine. You're not going to hurt your health for a long term. You're just fine. Myth 11, a warmer bedroom is better for a good night's sleep. Now, I totally disagree with this one. A colder room is much better than a warmer room, not only according to me, but research shows that too. So I guess the idea with the warmer room is that you get snugly under the covers and you stay warm and you sleep better. But in fact, a colder room and then snuggle up in the covers, you're going to sleep deeper. Our bodies just thrive in that place. And so try it yourself. I mean, if you're always using the warmer room, try making it a little bit colder and seeing the difference for yourself. It's something at least you can experiment with and make your own determination. Myth 12, sound sleepers don't move much when they're sleeping. Fact is, it doesn't really matter. If you're sleeping well, you can move around. People that sleep well move. That's what we do when we sleep. So don't worry about that. I mean, if you look at the numbers, the ages of 18 to 30, we do move the most during those ages of sleep, but movement is not the determination of the depth or the quality of sleep, so don't worry about it. Myth 13 is the brain is less active when we sleep. The fact is, the brain is actually more active when we sleep. If you think about it, REM sleep, rapid eye movement, our eye and our brain is moving even though our eyelids are closed. Also, while we're sleeping, we're going to get a higher amplitude on our EEG if you have that measurement going at the same time you're sleeping. Another thing that people don't realize is that your brain is actually eliminating neurotoxins while we sleep, which help rejuvenate the brain so that by the time you wake up in the morning, you're not only refreshed, but you're really cleansed in effect. So the brain is highly functional while we're sleeping, which is a good thing. Now, our bodies might not be. We're in this limp state. That's a good thing because that part of our body is resting and recovering, but our brain is active. Myth 14, controversial one. Watching TV in bed gets you more relaxed. The fact is, it does not. It arouses you. It gets you more hyped up. It's better to keep it separate. Don't even have TV in bed. Get it into a separate room. Watch your TV, transition, and use your bedroom and your bed as a place for sleep only. People that sleep in bed with their TV on or falling asleep while the TV is on and hoping the TV will turn off automatically or on a timer, they're setting themselves up for incomplete sleep, sleep disturbances, and fragmented sleep. Not a good idea. Keep your sleep and your TV separate. Myth 15 is sleeping during the day will help counteract insomnia. Now, if you have insomnia, my recommendation is whatever you do, do not sleep during the day. Be exhausted, be tired, so that at nighttime, when you finally get to that bedtime hour, you're so exhausted you fall asleep. which will help over time to create a pattern of sleep where you used to have insomnia. Now, if you don't have insomnia and you're just sleep deprived because maybe you're a young mom and you were up all night with your child that had a bad night's sleep, then a nap is a good idea because it helps you with sleep recovery and catching up. So that's 15 of them, and I know there's more. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section. Or if there was any specific myth that really ticked you off in any way, maybe you have a totally different point of view, I'd love to hear about it, so put it in the comments.